Mar-a-Lago is filled with excessive luxury, like $7 million worth of gold decor and a gift shop full of Donald Trump souvenirs. The businessman turned president bought the property for only $5 million in 1985, about 10 times less than what the original owner paid. With membership prices that include a $200,000 initiation fee, the ultra-exclusive club has made more than $20 million a year since Trump took office. Now, the Secret Service is planning his life after the presidency, which includes renovating the club so they can officially move in. Here's a look inside the luxurious Mar-a-Lago and the incredibly wealthy history behind the now famous estate. What is it really like to live like Donald Trump? He's lived in the White House, numerous penthouses, and multiple mansions, but no property is more famous and more representative of his opulent lifestyle and extravagant taste than this exclusive beachfront country club. Mar-a-Lago is a 128-room mansion in Palm Beach, Florida, located on 20 acres of lush waterfront property. It actually spans the width of the entire island it's located on. Originally built in 1927 by wealthy serial heiress Marjorie Merriweather Post, Donald Trump forked over $5 million for the property back in 1985. By 1995, he turned the estate into a full-fledged and ultra-exclusive club modeled after European palaces. Trump nicknamed the property Winter White House, which is fitting since Post had originally wanted her estate to be used as a seasonal retreat for sitting presidents. The resort is now estimated to be worth between $200 million and $300 million, thanks in large to Trump's luxurious taste and extensive renovations, and the fact that it's huge. It has 58 bedrooms and 33 bathrooms. One of the first things Trump did to the mansion after buying it was build a 20,000 square foot ballroom with $7 million worth of gold leaf decorations. He married Melania in this ballroom and often references the wedding's famous guests, like his political opponent Hillary Clinton. Trump's love for gold doesn't stop there, though. He also spent about $100,000 on 4 gold-plated sinks and decorated the mansion's many rooms with lots of chandeliers, 16th century Flemish tapestries, and unique Oriental rugs. There's also an expensive 1927 Steinway baby grand piano worth somewhere between $70,000 and $150,000. Even the formal dining table is pure art. The grand dining room emulates Rome's Chigi Palace. Trump also adapted a coat of arms for his family thanks to all the expensive furniture and antiques he bought with the estate. He commandeered the coat of arms, which once belonged to Joseph Edward Davies, Post's third husband, and had the Latin word for integrity replaced with Trump. Another perk to the property is that it's a quick helicopter ride away from Trump International Golf Club, also in Palm Beach. To pay for all this, Trump has made sure Mar-a-Lago only attracts the richest guests. To get them interested in the resort, he built a ton of useful amenities on the property, including a spa, beach club, and tennis and croquet courts. To make them really want to come, he made sure only the wealthiest could afford the costs. Club members used to pay a $100,000 initiation fee, plus annual dues of $14,000 for access to the estate. That price doesn't even include taxes and the minimum annual cost of food that each guest has to spend at the club, which is $2,000. Following Trump's presidential victory, Mar-a-Lago's initiation fee quickly went up to $200,000, but the increase seems to have been worth it. Mar-a-Lago has been fairly profitable over the years. Trump made about $15.6 million from the club in 2014, but after he became president, the annual revenue went up to about $25.2 million in 2017, before dipping a bit to $21.4 million in 2019. The club is also worth it for the guests. With membership, they gain access to luxurious pools, beaches, dining halls, and private lounges. They can also rent out entire rooms, like that glorious ballroom, for private events like weddings and charity galas. Trump has also used the club for his own presidential events and retreats. He's hosted world leaders at the resort, like Chinese President Xi Jinping, and treated them to extravagant dinners and parties. According to the Government Accountability Office, Trump's trips to Mar-a-Lago in 2017 cost taxpayers at least $13.6 million, while all the trips throughout his whole presidency may have cost them more than $60 million. The amount of money Trump has made from the property is mostly the result of the amazing deal he managed to score when he first bought it in 1985 for about 10 times less than what was originally spent building it. To understand how Mar-a-Lago has become so famous, let's take a quick look at the building's extremely rich history. Mar-a-Lago's original owner was Marjorie Merriweather Post. She was once the wealthiest woman in America, with a net worth of about $200 million near the end of her life, which is about $1.5 billion today when adjusted for inflation. This incredible wealth came from her inheriting the profitable Postum cereal company from her father after he passed away in 1914. Soon after his passing, she started building Mar-a-Lago with specific ideas of what luxury should look like, which included lots of art, gold accents, and an extensive library. Once construction was completed, she had spent about $7 million on the property, which is equal to more than $120 million today. Mar-a-Lago has always been extremely extravagant, thanks to the big names Post hired to work on the property. American architect Marion Sims Wyeth handled the design of the estate, while Viennese designer Joseph Urban, who also worked on a number of royal palaces in Europe, did the interior design. Some of the mansion's most striking characteristics were the black and white marble floor blocks, on which there were 2,200. Post also had a collection of 36,000 Spanish tiles dating back to the 15th century and 20,000 roofing tiles that came from a Cuban castle. The gold leaf-covered living room ceiling is one of the estate's most famous features and was inspired by a ceiling in the Accademia of Venice. Mrs. Post was so extra that while living there, she even had circus performers providing entertainment at all of her big parties. In 1973, Post decided to donate her prized mansion to the U.S. government to be used as the president's winter White House. But in 1981, the government returned it, citing the $1 million annual maintenance cost as the reason why. Instead, they decided to declare it an historic landmark. Donald Trump reportedly coveted the mansion for a while and made a generous first offer of about $28 million, but he was turned down since the estate was technically a piece of protected history. But eventually, Trump ended up getting extremely lucky. When the market slumped, he managed to get his hands on the property for only $5 million, which is about $12 million today. He paid an additional $3 million, $7.2 million today, for all of Post's antiques and furniture. From there, Trump quickly went to work on the renovations, keeping Post's opulent style while adding his own touches, like a glamorous gold-framed portrait of himself. Mar-a-Lago has long been one of the places everyone wants a chance to explore, but unless you have a membership, you aren't getting any farther than the gates. With its rich history, it's believed that there are hundreds, if not thousands, of interesting antiques and secrets hidden inside the mansion that have yet to be explored. Anthony Senecal was Trump's former butler and also served as Mar-a-Lago's unofficial historian, and in 2016, he revealed a couple of these secrets. He said that the library is full of century-old books, including rare first editions, that he never saw any of the Trumps reading. He's also talked about how the Trump family kept mostly to their private wing of the residence, where Trump's children grew up. Another big secret is what exactly the Secret Service will do on the property once Trump is no longer president. U.S. presidents receive protection even after they leave office, so a few Secret Service agents will be following him to his Mar-a-Lago pad, which he's named his official residence. Renovations are apparently underway to make a Secret Service appropriate wing, though they can't give away any information on what exactly that entails for security reasons. To give you an idea how much it might cost, keep in mind that while president, Trump charged the Secret Service for rooms at his club, which came to about $650 a night per room. It's expected that Trump could easily add $1 million worth of renovations to the mansion to make it Secret Service appropriate and to amp up its security protections. It might be a bit hard to keep the former president protected at all times, though, since guests are constantly wandering the property and enjoying all the luxuries it has to offer. The mansion has been described as a palace, and as such, there are also a lot of rooms and space to cover when it comes to ensuring proper protection. While Mar-a-Lago is famous for many reasons, some of them are a bit controversial, though they mostly have to do with Trump's urge to keep his estate as grand and exclusive as possible. His specific taste has led Trump into having his fair share of fights with Palm Beach over the county's property rules. In 2006, his 80-foot-tall American flagpole violated Palm Beach ordinances and was incurring a fine of $250 a day. Trump sued for $25 million,
claiming his free speech was being violated by the county's rule.
They eventually came to an agreement, though, and the flag was moved to a 70-foot-tall pole while Trump donated $100,000 to veterans' charities instead of paying the fines. But in 2015, Trump sued Palm Beach County again, this time over airspace. He said that the county was making deliberate and malicious moves to direct departing flights from the Palm Beach International Airport right over Mar-a-Lago. The suit was dropped after the 2016 election, since the residence is now a no-fly zone for security reasons. It may continue that way after he moves back into the mansion, though it's possible another lawsuit will be necessary to keep the club quiet enough for Trump and his guests to enjoy. So Mar-a-Lago might not be all sunshine and rainbows, but it's safe to say that the opulent property has attracted America's curiosity. With its extravagant decor and even more extravagant membership prices, it's hard to say whether or not the club's revenue will increase or decrease following Trump's presidency. Trump has been known to take a very active stance on the club's operations, always asking guests what they enjoyed and what the staff can do better next time. It's entirely possible that his being back at the club will improve its services even more and perhaps attract more guests interested in joining a club owned by a former American president who also lives there. One thing's for sure though, Trump got himself a bargain for this historic mansion, and there are likely more secrets and priceless artifacts behind its doors that we may never even know about. Would you join Mar-a-Lago if you could? Or how about pay for an in-depth tour? Let us know in the comments down below, and feel free to tell us what famous property you'd like us to explore. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more. Thanks for watching.